I remember when I was a never let them see you sweat kind of gal. And I remember liking the idea of having things together. I even liked the idea of, not necessarily being like everybody else. So all of that ego, and I don't say that in a horrible way, I'm just saying when we get caught up in an idea of ourselves versus being ourselves, we get caught up playing roles, and filling our minds with ideas that don't really serve us. They just take up a lot of time and a lot of creative space. Being, in Hollywood and considered a celebrity, people make up a bunch of stuff about that. Here's the truth. I am aware that I think in society in general, and definitely in our culture, we don't talk about what is. We don't talk about the real stuff. And so I think that the more that gets modeled, the better it is for our society. The ego will tell you, don't nobody care. Or the ego will tell you, well, if they care, they'd call.
Ooh.
I had a conversation last night with someone that I haven't spoken to in years. And she was feeling some kind of way because I wasn't calling her. Well, hello, that's not my habit. And if you want to talk to me, why didn't you pick up the phone?
Yes.
And why does it have to be my responsibility that you're not getting what you feel you need? I encourage us to fall in love with and discover what the love language is with ourselves. Because we call it sitting in your observer's chair. If you sit in your observer's chair and just watch yourself like you're watching a movie, and you pick a subject like, connection.
Okay.
Just pick a subject like connection. And now watch yourself when it comes to connection. How much do you reach out? What are your expectations of others?
Yes.
How conditional are you when it comes to how others connect and reach out and what they share and how they share it? We are at the core of our design and requirements for what we need in our lives. And then we sit here expecting everyone to read our minds and show up the way we need. But if we need it and we love ourselves, then it is incumbent upon us to address our needs. The thing that we have to be mindful of, to acknowledge and call out, is loneliness requires effort. Loneliness requires us not doing what we have the impulse to do, right? Loneliness requires that we, for whatever the reason, don't make that phone call that something is saying, go on and call her.
Right.
Go on and just pick up the phone.
Yes.
It takes effort to stay in your house because, and then, you can spend the next half hour coming up with all of the reasons why you should do or are doing the things that you're doing. So loneliness and the epidemic of loneliness, I believe at the base is a disconnect from us taking care of our inner self. And so once I broke ties with the idea that, I got it all together.
Right.
And,
Okay.
And I was willing to go to therapy because I saw another friend go into therapy and she needed therapy. Her behind needs therapy. But I saw her go and I saw an immediate change. And I said to myself, okay, if you got it all together, then there's no fear here. Go check it out. Girl, if you got it all together, then, go for the fun of it. Go see if there's anything there for you. And that is how I went to therapy for the first time. And I wound up being with a fantastic therapist, probably for a couple of years. And it was the best thing that I could do because it broke through the persona, the wall, And I'll tell you that breaking through the walls, what that means to me is being able to come face to face with the fears about self that require a persona, that require, a never let them see you sweat kind of attitude. To face those things and see, oh my goodness gracious, I am carrying this stuff that, happened between me and my cousins 30 years ago. It's almost like the analogy is like looking the boogeyman straight in the eye and then discovering that the boogeyman doesn't exist. Oz can really trick you, can really trick your mind into thinking that it's all that and bigger than you.